I've been getting a lot of questions on whether or not you can date other people when you've connected with your twin flame or when you know you have a twin flame. And also a lot of questions on whether you should wait for your twin flame or what would happen if you actually did date other people, just all of these third-party questions. So I wanted to really address that in this video and do a deep dive into my thoughts and observations and from my own intuition, what I believe about dating other people within this twin flame connection, whether it's possible to do so, whether you should do so, if there are times that you should do so. But again, on this channel, these are all just my own personal thoughts and things I've experienced and intuitively feel. So I really want to hear all of your thoughts on this subject in the comments. Let me know how you feel about the idea of third parties, the idea of being with another person when you know you have a twin flame or whatever the case may be, or maybe you even have a personal experience with some of this. Connect with me in the comments and let's get a conversation started, because so many of you have so much beautiful wisdom and guidance and energy to share with this community. So I am so grateful to all of you who leave comments. I do read each and every one of them. And as soon as these 3 twin flame videos go up today, I'm going to be spending some time hanging out in the comments, responding to as many from this video and past videos as I can. So be sure to say hi and connect with me. So first, for those of you who are new, let me introduce myself. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. By the way, happy full moon to all of you who kind of keep up with the moon cycles or who practice some kind of full moon ritual, either for manifestation or for energy clearing. If you are a member on my subliminal site, by the way, because I know many of you are members, on any kind of full moon cycle, you might be interested in taking a look at my full moon clearing subliminal, especially because I know many of you are highly sensitive, and on the day of a full moon or around the full moon, you may feel a lot of powerful energies and really need to ground yourself and clear your mind, clear your energy. So if you're ever feeling that way on a full moon, I've got you taken care of. I use this subliminal every full moon myself for meditation. So this will be in the description box, as well as the usual twin flame subliminals that I link there. So, can you date someone else when you know you have a twin flame? This is a very interesting question. So let's start by saying that many of us, in fact, nearly all of us, have actually dated or been with someone else when we knew we had a twin flame. Although in some cases, this may have been before we had the words to describe it. We may have not been familiar with the concept of twin flames, and yet we knew that this other person, this someone, was out there for us. I talk about this more in my video on twin flame signs you experience prior to meeting, these pre-meeting signs you have a twin flame or are a twin flame. I was one of these people, so through my childhood, I didn't know about the concept of twin flames, but I did always have a sense that there was this person out there. At the time, I may have thought of them using the word soulmate, this person that would just sweep me off my feet, that I would fall deeply in love with, and it would just all be over for me. Did you have this sense as a twin flame? Let me know in the comments if you just knew as a child that there was this person out there for you. However, like many of us, I did have several relationships with other people through my teenage years and in adulthood. So yes, I do think it is possible to have other beautiful relationships with other people, even when you have an awareness of your twin flame. However, this does come with a warning, because in my own experience, when I was connecting romantically with these other people, I always had a nagging sense of my twin flame, of their presence out there somewhere in the universe. And it always caused me to have trouble getting very close with the person I was dating. So the first warning I would present to you, if you are dating other people and maybe it's prior to physically meeting your twin flame, but you sense them or you know that you have one, or maybe this is after your physical meeting, or maybe your physical meeting was very brief or just a passing on the street. The warning I would present to you is, once you have connected with your twin flame in some way, either energetically, intuitively prior to meeting, or especially after physically meeting, you aren't going to be able to date these other people without this nagging feeling of this other connection being out there, of this depth that you had with this other person we call a twin flame. I did a whole video going a little deeper into some parts of this, but I've compared the twin flame to the Marianas Trench in the ocean. The Marianas Trench is the deepest point in the ocean. It's miles and miles deep. Because this is your deepest connection, your deepest relationship, and you even intuitively will always have a sense that this depth exists, even if you've never seen it with your own eyes or felt it yet. All other relationships will naturally feel shallow to you. That doesn't mean that you can't date other people or that you can't enjoy them, but you will always have an awareness that they are lacking depth, and it will always eat away at you in some way or nag at the back of your mind. Now, of course, you can have very loving, wonderful relationships with soulmates. You can have a lot of fun with other people, even with karmic connections at times, even with people you don't really have any kind of a soul connection with. Another warning about dating other people when you have a twin flame or are a twin flame is, don't be surprised if your twin flame finds ways to connect with you through this relationship. This is a very, very strange thing, but especially once we've connected with our twin flame physically, but even before, our twin flame, because of this energetic bond between us, will actually express parts of themselves through this person, through this connection. This may sound really strange, so I really want to know if any of you have experienced this before. But sometimes when you try to date other people knowing you have a twin flame or having met your twin flame may actually energetically come through this person in small ways, in flashes. So this is kind of similar to remote touching and remote sensing that I talked about in another video. But essentially what it is you are always picking up on energetically anything your twin is experiencing around them in their sensory environment. In the same way, your twin flame can actually experience this from you, and then as they experience and interpret it, they think about it, and then those thoughts radiate back to you, and it creates this kind of energetic relationship, for lack of a better word. And one way this can happen is, let's say that you are in separation with your twin flame and you decide to date someone else, or you give up on it and you think you're just going to be with a different person, or maybe even prior to meeting physically. You may have, and I've heard reported, experiences where you are trying to connect with someone else. You are kissing them, or they're putting their arm around you, or they're holding your hand, And all of a sudden you have this strange lapse in reality where you feel as if it's your twin flame you're kissing, your twin flame that's holding you, your twin flame that's holding your hand. And within that moment, because you sense that it's your twin flame, you actually may get very sad. I've had this experience in my own life where I hadn't met my twin flame physically, but I had an awareness of him. And I tried to go on a date with this guy that I actually did have a crush on back in high school. But during the date, he put his arm around me, and I immediately, just in an instant, felt as if it was this stranger, this twin flame who had their arm around me. And because I realized that it wasn't this person I wanted, it wasn't their arm I wanted around me, it was my twin flame's arm. It was first a little bit of euphoria because I felt my twin flame energetically, and then it was immediate sadness, this very deep sadness that evoked a very emotional reaction from me in the moment. And I even began to wonder, is something wrong with me? So if any of you have experienced this, please do let me know. Your twin flame actually coming through other people in these flashes and then making you feel even sadder or even more lonely. Another warning, if you do try to date other people when you have a twin flame, are a twin flame, or have connected with your twin flame, is that your path is divinely protected. Your path as a twin flame has a destiny about it. And because of this, you need to know that sometimes this divine protection will step in to make it very difficult to get closer to other people. So you may find that you're using dating apps, or this is just an example, but let's say you decide that you're done with your twin flame and you start getting on dating apps, and you may keep swiping through people or talking to people, and you really just feel as if you're having so much trouble connecting with anyone. And you really are trying to forget about your twin flame, but it's just not working out. And let's say you finally meet this amazing person, you decide to meet up, but every time this happens, something in the first date seems to prevent you from connecting with this person. Let's say the first date you get sick and have to cancel, or let's say you do go on a date with this person and then suddenly they ghost you out of the blue. It's like, no matter how hard you're trying, things just always keep not working out with other people. This is because, like I said, you have a path. And yes, you have free will. You can choose to pursue other romantic connections. You can choose to go on dates with other people. But know that when you're on a twin flame path, and this path is divinely protected, your higher self, the universe, whatever higher power you connect with, will always be leading you around all the obstacles between you and your twin flame, which is sometimes other people and other relationships. Another thing you should be warned about if you are going to try to date other people when you have a twin flame is that sometimes this is a little bit hard to explain, so I hope some of you connect with it. Sometimes, even when it's not the circumstances that are causing a connection with someone else to be sabotaged, you will feel as if you are self-sabotaging. And let me explain. You may feel as if you are energetically closed off to other connections. So this can manifest itself in many different ways, but one way I often find it shows up for twin flames is that they describe themselves prior to meeting their twin flame as someone who jumped from one relationship to the next, that was always very flaky, that never had very deep relationships, or if they did have long-term relationships, they always felt they were kind of forcing it in some way, trying to fit into this mold of having a long-term relationship, but never truly feeling like they were deeply connecting to this person on all levels. Another way this energetic shutdown in other relationships can show up is very physical. Sometimes you will find yourself, and I've actually often heard people feeling as if after they meet their twin flame, especially physically, they actually lose all physical attraction to everyone else almost instantaneously. It's like their twin flame activates something within them that causes them to be so single-minded on their twin flame, on this connection, that they are very blind to any kind of attractive qualities of other potential partners. They find it difficult to feel intense physical attraction to other people, to really feel drawn to people in the same way. And then if they disconnect from their twin in some superficial way, or they go through a period of separation or no contact, they may try to reignite these feelings of attraction for other people, but it can feel very forced, like they don't even really remember what it's like to truly feel attracted to someone, to really have those euphoric feelings of having a crush on someone else because of the way their twin flame has made them feel. And again, I think this goes back to just the contrast in depth, because once you've connected with your twin flame, you've touched that Marianas Trench, so to speak, in the ocean of your heart. You know that you are capable of this very deep connection, and by comparison, even when you're consciously trying to connect with others, you always have a sense of how shallow it now is by comparison. So I hope these pieces of information resonated with you. I really want to know your stories, because I have a feeling many of you have some interesting pieces of insight and stories about times that you may have tried to connect or date someone else when you knew that you had a twin flame or had been connecting with your twin flame. Also, if you would like to dive deeper into this connection, into healing within yourself, because it truly is a self-healing path, a self-healing journey. Twin flames, our divine purpose and path, is crafted in a way that is meant to uplift each of us individually within our individual connection and even collective consciousness. So if you would like to explore more of this healing journey, I have created a 7-chakra twin flame healing meditation track. This meditation is very powerful because it addresses any internal blockages you may be experiencing within any of the 7 chakras, the 7 main energetic centers in the body, and dissolves these blockages and barriers so that you can come into harmony within yourself. And as your perfect mirror, your twin flame will then come into harmony within themselves, and that in turn causes you to really be magnetized, your energy field to become magnetic for your twin flame and for the bringing together of this physical reunion within the connection. So if that resonates with you, this meditation will be linked in the pinned comments and the description box. It is available in a spoken conscious Reiki version and is also available in a subconscious version for deep mind reprogramming. It also comes in 4 different background meditation sounds, because I know many of you have different sound preferences, different sounds resonate with each of us, each of our souls. So there is something for everyone. And even if you aren't interested in this particular subliminal, I have several others designed for twin flames and even for all areas of life. You can access all of the subliminals in my library of over 100 of them when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account on my website. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, a wonderful full moon, and an amazing start to your new year in just a couple days. I'll talk to you again in the next podcast.